Welcome. Today we'll begin an exciting journey through time, exploring rare and unforgettable images from the American Old West. These stunning and rarely seen photographs capture unique moments in history. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating videos. Let's get started. This intriguing photograph was taken in a saloon in Virginia City, Nevada, in March 1898. It captures a moment in time when Dead-Eye Dick, presumably the man with the eye patch, appears among friends. 4 men and 2 bartenders pose for this image full of character and Old West detail. If you have stories or information about Dead-Eye Dick, please share them in the comments. Shown here is Jenny Boder's brothel in Jerome, Arizona, in 1898. Jenny, the woman in the black dress in the center of the balcony, owned this building, the second one she built on this site after the first one burned down in 1897. This building was also destroyed by fire in 1898, but the third still stands. When Jenny died in 1905, she was considered the richest woman in the Arizona Territory. In 1895, a group of Texas Rangers camped at the legendary King Ranch. They line up with their guns raised, ready for action, displaying their steadiness and determination as a symbol of law and order in the Old West. A young chief poses in front of his tents at Pine Ridge Agency, South Dakota, on January 17, 1891, shortly after the conflict at Wounded Knee. As his nation's negotiator after the massacre, he played a crucial role in efforts at dialogue and reconciliation following the tragic events at Wounded Knee. This astonishing photograph, circa 1899, shows a group of hunters in northwestern Colorado. Although the people in the picture are unknown, it was taken near Williams Fork in what was then Raleigh County, later Moffat County, in 1911. This region has been a popular destination for hunters, including Theodore Roosevelt in 1901. Cowboys enjoyed drinks at an unidentified saloon in Dallas, Texas, in 1902. They wear period clothing and stand at an ornate bar with a large mirror behind it. With no visible weapons, the bar's cozy atmosphere, with its polished wood and lamplight, represents typical Old West gatherings. A wagon train of immigrants pauses on its journey west in Wyoming Territory in 1875. This was the path of many of our ancestors in the 19th century, who left their homes to seek a new beginning in uncharted lands of the far west. Covered wagons were the primary means of transportation during the first half of the 1800s. Traveling salesman Ferris S. Scaff delivers medicines door-to-door to farmers in North Dakota in 1910. J.R. Watkins Company, founded in 1868 in Plainview, Minnesota, and moved to Winona in 1885, expanded to become one of the largest direct sales companies in the country. Watkins is still in business after 152 years. A barroom altercation shows a drunken man in a fringed jacket and cowboy hat holding a revolver at his waist, arguing with a seated fellow gambler. This staged photograph portrays a conflict typical of the Klondike Gold Rush days in Alaska in the early 1900s. S.J. Roberts' cabin at Cripple Creek, Colorado, in 1893, is the setting for a photo where a miner poses with tools while 2 others play musical instruments. A drawing of a bird on a stump, added by the photographer, adorns the image. The Cripple Creek Gold Rush had begun just a year earlier and was one of the most significant historical events in the West. The main street of Columbus, Nevada, in 1863, shows the mining camp established by a group of Spanish miners after discovering silver in the area. Mining and commercial activity ceased in the 1885s, slowly turning Columbus into a ghost town. An early view of Telluride, Colorado, in 1880, shows this town in a majestic canyon. Originally called Columbia, it changed its name in the same year with the establishment of a post office and became one of the major gold districts in the country. A Native American family poses next to their teepee in Montana, 1901. A man is accompanied by his 2 wives, 2 daughters, and a son. All are standing and wrapped in blankets, except for his son. A dog rests on the grass beside him. This image captures a typical scene of a Native American family in the West during that era. The photograph shows the Cosmopolitan Saloon in Telluride, Colorado, circa 1910. The saloon is elegantly decorated, with a bar, a roulette table, and people in suits enjoying drinks, games, and conversation. Several hanging lamps with decorative glass shades illuminate the space, creating a warm, sophisticated atmosphere that reflects the luxurious vibe of the place. This notable photograph of Commerce Street in San Antonio was taken in 1892. It features a bustling street before it was paved, with uneven dirt roads. Horse-drawn wagons pass by pedestrians and vendors offering goods at small tables. Storefronts and signs add life to the scene, offering a vibrant glimpse of the town at the time. On a street in Bismarck, Dakota, in the late 1800s, 2 men pose next to loaded mules, likely traders or travelers. Others sit or stand nearby, while buildings, simple and some made of adobe, form the backdrop. The scene reflects the harshness and vitality of frontier life. This fascinating image from 1886 shows life in Ironon, a mountain town in San Juan, Colorado. 8 people pose in front of a rustic log cabin with a sign reading, "Beware," and another on the door advertising, "Pawnbrokers Company." Dressed in typical 19th century clothing, the women wear long skirts and the men, suits and hats. Even a dog adds to the scene, perfectly depicting the classic vibe of an Old West mining town. 2 hunters pose by their log cabin in 1890, surrounded by the remains of deer from their hunt. A trusty horse stands nearby. The cabin, with its weathered exterior, reflects life on the frontier, where hunting was not a sport, but a necessity for survival. In this poignant photo from 1907, Jack and Mary Dalton, a Paiute couple, are shown with their children in front of their traditional home near Stillwater, Nevada. Their clothing blends native and Western styles, showing how indigenous families lived in a period of cultural transition. Taken around 1902, this photo shows the Northern Saloon in Tonopah, Nevada, with horseback riders outside, possibly including the legendary Wyatt Earp alongside his wife Josie. As saloon owner and deputy marshal, Earp was still making his mark on the Wild West during the days of the Nevada Gold Rush. In a scene from the 1890s, a stagecoach pulled by 6 horses crosses a log bridge on the famous Impossible Toll Road in Colorado. Built between the mining towns of Ouray and Silverton, this bridge is a testament to the amazing engineering feats of the American frontier. A wagon train of pioneers traverses the mighty Platte River in the mid-19th century. The dramatic scene shows settlers braving danger on their route west, their covered wagons forming a determined line through the fast-flowing waters. This wide, turbulent river was a significant challenge for those venturing out on the western routes. In a Klondike brothel during the 1890s, a worker, known as a night dove, leans over a billiard table wearing polka-dot stockings and a lace corset. It's a rare glimpse into the entertainment life of the Gold Rush saloons, where pool games were mixed in with other diversions. A stunning snapshot of downtown Elgin, Texas, seems to capture the essence of the early 20th century. Dirt roads are lined with horse-drawn carriages and wagons, while brick facades display the classic architecture of the era. Wooden poles and power lines mark the beginnings of electrification, while locals go about their daily business dressed in traditional clothing of the time. The main street of Dakota Territory in 1877 comes alive with wooden facades including the Hotel Del Monaco and Adams BR grocery store. Muddy roads are filled with wagons, and pine-covered hills rise in the background of this bustling gold rush mining town. Henry McCarty, known as Billy the Kid, was an outlaw and gunfighter of the Old West, allegedly responsible for 21 deaths before being shot down at age 21. He was most famous for his role in the Lincoln County War in New Mexico, where he is credited with 3 murders. A historic gathering at Promontory Summit, Utah, in 1869 shows workers, officers, and engineers celebrating around two locomotives. Men dressed in dark suits and hats pose proudly, commemorating the monumental achievement of connecting the East and West by railroad. A team of 6 horses pulls a loaded wagon at the Lucky Boy Mine circa 1909. Mountain slopes frame the rustic scene, as miners and handlers work together, displaying the rugged industrial spirit of early mining operations in the West. Legendary Texas Ranger James B. Jim Hawkins poses with his signature weapons, a rifle and revolver. His intense gaze, thick mustache, and worn hat and jacket perfectly capture